this is my feeling. I'm 3 weeks away from getting married. This is the first time I'm getting married. I'm all of 30. And my sense is that the biggest decision I'll make towards or against my success is the person I marry. And it's the most underrated aspect or ingredient that goes into success. Is that a fair characterization?
There's no question about it. And by the way, congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you say you're 30? You're 30 years
Almost
old?
30. Yeah, 29. Yeah.
29. So how old was I? So 2009. I was 30 as well when I got married. I got married 4 months before I turned 31. So I got married at 30 years old. We're cleaning up the garage. I find a book that this Gutierrez family gave to me 17 years ago. And it's quotes by people that have been married for 50 plus years. Quotes by people that have been married for 50 plus years. You open it up, first quote, marriage is the greatest mistake you'll ever make.
I feel like people are only willing to tell me the truth now when I'm 3 weeks away. Why was this like not happening 6 months ago?
Well, let me tell you, it's not easy because of the following reasons. This is why it's not easy. And I'll tell you why it's wonderful. Let's talk about the part why it's not easy. You're having a person who is a complete different personality to marry that is going to change. There was a quote a person told me many years ago saying, women marry men hoping they change and they don't. Men marry women hoping they stay the same and they don't.
And they don't. So look at me enjoying wedding jokes, marriage jokes.
You're going to be like, wait a minute, what happened? Wait a minute, what happened? Wait a minute, what happened? Right. And you're going to be like, same guy was 20 years ago, 10 years ago. So, but it's challenging. You're marrying family, you're marrying, in this case, are you marrying somebody that's Indian? So traditions all the same. Or she's not Indian?
No, she's Mexican-American, Catholic.
She's Mexican-American. Yeah. I married a white girl. I didn't marry Middle Eastern. So our traditions are very different, right? So you're marrying a different tradition. I married a different tradition. I'll tell you a funny joke one time. I don't know if I've told this joke on camera. So I go to meet my wife's family, I think on her mother's side, and they live in Arkansas. And in Arkansas, they've never met people looking like me. Never. They're all white. So I go there, and we're at this one place, and they're all having their hot dogs and stuff, and so how'd you meet Jennifer? How did you and Jennifer meet? And they're very, calm and gullible people, which to me, I love gullible people. They're the best. And they say to me, so what did you do before? I said, are you guys comfortable if I tell you the truth? Yeah, of course. Are you going to judge me? No. I said, well, I used to be part of the Taliban many years ago. And I found Jesus. So I tell him this. I'm not even kidding with you. I said, but I found Jesus and he changed my life. And for 30 minutes, I'm telling them this, and they're asking me questions. And they're saying, now they don't realize I'm born Christian to an Armenian mother, to a Assyrian father, but I was born and raised in Iran. So in Iran, I lived there 11 years, and then we escaped to Germany and we came here. They're like, you got to be kidding me. I said, yeah, it was a very interesting life to make the transition because it was very explosive before, and then trying to live a peaceful life, and I'm reading the Bible and I'm doing this. So my wife comes, and someone used the restroom, and I see them from the window, and they're all like, Jennifer, do you know who you're marrying? Do you know this man? Do you know what he did? Yeah, of course. We met in the insurance company. It's just no, he was in the town. He was in the town. No, he wasn't. He just told me. I come outside. Jennifer's like, babe, you didn't. I said, I told them that. They are. We had so much fun that night, but it was a joke. They're from Arkansas. They've never met a Middle Eastern guy looking like me, 6'4", 240. They're like, who is this guy? But you have to have fun. You have to joke. You have to laugh. When my wife was pregnant, every time she was pregnant having babies, secret recipe was making her laugh when we were in the room, and you're kind of going through the whole process. You're telling jokes. You're making it light. There's going to be so many difficult moments that you're going to face. Some that 90% that you won't be able to predict. It's unknown. For everybody, it's different. And if you guys can find a way to keep the right values and principles that you share together in the front of it, and find ways, like I remember one time my wife kept calling and saying, hey, I want to spend this family $10,000. I want to send these guys to they need money. They need money. They need money. And I said, babe, I'm not doing this no more. She says, what do you mean? I said, I'm not doing this no more. What are you talking about? We're not doing, we're going to have 3 accounts. What are the 3 accounts? My money, your money, our money. Really? Yes. My money, I do whatever I want to do with my money. Our money, we only do things that is for us collectively together. Your money, you do whatever you want. I don't want to be bitter towards you spending money towards a cousin that's rehabbing, coming out, whatever. This is not a true story. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be upset about where this money is going. And I don't want you to ask me permission. I don't. If you want to buy, like I told us, I'm not buying big purses for you for 7 years. You only get coached for me for 7 years. 7 years later, if you give me 3 kids, you get your first Chanel. My wife may not like these things I'm telling you, but that was my structure with it. So what happened? We created 3 accounts. And all of a sudden, there was a family member that needed money. She said, babe, what do you think I should do? I said, what do you think you should do? What do you mean? Well, you have your money. Oh, okay. If you ask me for just advice, babe, I'll tell you, but you don't need my permission. It's like, oh, this is why we did it. It eliminated the money argument like this. We haven't had it for 10 years.
It's interesting.
Not a single argument over money for 10 years. Then, hey, the kids need this, our money. Then when she buys me gifts, she buys me gifts with her money because I want to know that she's buying me gifts with her money, not our money. Then when I buy her gifts with my money because I'm taking money out of my side to give to you. And it was a very, to most people when I shared, it's like, oh, that would never work with us. And let me tell you, I totally get it. It's worked for us. All I'm trying to do in marriage is trying to eliminate the 20 arguments we're going to have in the future that we know about, that we can predict, not the 90 that we're not going to know about. What are the 20 arguments that we're going to have? What can we do to eliminate those 20 arguments now? That's what I'm interested in. So we started one by one. Okay, what if we do this? We're going to do this. What if we do that? We're going to do this. What if we do this? We're going to do that. And the more you played preparation and sequencing in advance and anticipation of what could happen, we eliminated some of those arguments. Now, all the other stuff, you got to address it when it comes, and you'll handle it when they do come. But everything else that we could control, we try to put systems together in place to anticipate those challenges taking place.